Personalization is increasingly important for brand experiences. So, can you tell me a little bit about how agencies can leverage data and technology to create those more meaningful interactions with customers?
Yeah, 1,000%. So I think nowadays, right, what's unique to the US is you can buy and access a ton of data, particularly about physicians, and you can really use that data to figure out who they're, exactly the kind of patient that they're treating. And so you can get pretty detailed as to who's got what disease and who's treating them. And so, right, big data has definitely arrived in the health space, and with it, analytics and using even Gen AI to begin to decipher all of that data. I think what we hear clients yearning for now is how do you generate, for lack of a better word, like big content? Like, how do you, once you know so much about all of these individual cohorts down to the individual, almost like you can generate a ton of content, but then you're like stuck with all of this content, right? And so again, how do you deliver that content in a as personalized way as possible? Right. And so really that comes down to, is omni-channel something that's going to actually happen, right? We've been talking about closing the loop or omni-channel, right? It's had all these different names and buzzwords associated with it, but it's really, how do you make sure, if you know I've read, or if you know if I've clicked on something online and I've spent, 7 seconds looking at it, or 72 seconds looking at it, do you have the right content to follow up? Because I would suggest I am actually interested, or I have medium interest. What do you do? What's your next best action, right? And so, there are all sorts of frameworks. So certainly at Accenture, right, the automation of following up on the next best action. So you plug in all these business rules, and that allows you to make good on the mountain of content. So you actually can splice it up and identify exactly which piece of content needs to go when and where, right? So it's, the data allows you to build a lot of content, and then an omni framework allows you to distribute that content in a smart way. And again, some of this is theory, like we can't quite do it today, but it's a race to figure out how to do it.
So, in doing that, are there tools or technologies that you think agencies should be using, or is this not a tool and technology issue?
No, it is, and again, I think, right, we're sitting on the tip of the bullet called generative AI, and so right now, that's what I mean about being able to generate a ton of content, like, right, that I think that makes sense. I've heard clients talk about, sometimes I have to pay my agency 7 times for the same piece of content, right? It's got to get rehashed to fit into this channel, and then I got to pay them again to relay it out to fit into that channel. And so I think you can use Gen AI to help you create content. And then, but at the end of the day, it's still like you have to intuit who your customer is. Like there's no shortcut to understanding who's going to respond to what, and so I think, again, a lot of beta testing, we tend to do research. We do a lot of research at the beginning of a campaign, and then we just see how things are going throughout a campaign. And so I do also think just really using analytic tools to chart how everything's going becomes critical. So you can't set it and forget it. Like there is no button that you can't build it and just go click and sit back and watch it. It really takes constant scrutiny, right? So the good news is I think we'll all still have a job in 10 years. I just think, some of the things that take a very long time, like rehashing content to go from here to here, that there will be a press of a button to do.